So as you can tell by the title, I already have done this video before, but the thing is that with the last video, I had, what did I have? Oh, I had music in the background, and that kind of like overrided my voice, and you know, nobody told me, and so I had to go back and watch it. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this video again for that reason. And my flower fell off my nail. It was supposed to be like this, but like the bigger flower fell. So that is freaking fun. But anyway, I'm just gonna get straight into this video because it is kind of late while I'm filming this. So yeah. Did it just get stuck like that? Oh, this is getting my nerves. Okay. But so long before the video was made, I think it was somebody who requested it. Somebody or like a couple people. I think it was a couple of y'all. So a couple of y'all requested me to do a story time on why I quit soccer. Crazy part is I just didn't know that y'all knew I played soccer at all. So, you know, once I started my YouTube channel and everything like that, like that was one of the first things y'all knew about me before I even knew that y'all knew. So there's that caught me by surprise because I just didn't know it was just like that, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know y'all knew more about me than y'all did. Okay, I glued it back on. Like that. That's how this story time in the first place got, like, brought up. Well, that's how this story time got brought up in the first place. Was because, like, y'all knew I played soccer. Like I said, I just didn't know that y'all did know. So this video, like I said, has already been made before, and basically I just talk about how I got into it, what my accomplishments were, my travels, everything like that. So let's get into this video. I started out playing soccer whenever I was 4, and at that time I was living in Del Rio, and you know, it was like that 4v4 and stuff like that, so it was really nothing too serious, you know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't do nothing. Like, I did not contribute to the game at all. Like, I was just standing and just watching everybody go. Like, I wish I was lying, but that's just really how it was for me. And yeah, so once I got here to Houston in 2007, somewhere between 2007 and 2009, somewhere around there, I started playing for Heatwave because they had signed up my brother Damien to play. So my dad was like, hey, you know, I'm signing up your brother, like, do you want to play? So I was just like, yeah, okay, cool, you know, just for the hell of it. So I played with Heatwave for 3 years. Yeah, I played with Heatwave for like 3 years. And for Heatwave, I was on Dolphins 2. Dolphins 2, yeah. Because, like, it was a big old team, right, that was split up into 2 groups. So you had Dolphins and Dolphins 2 or something like that. So my first position was a defender. So I wasn't, like, I didn't get in goal at all. And that was my main position. As I started playing more, like, I became a goalkeeper. So I started off as a defender. And then 2009... I wanted to be a goalkeeper because my dad was a goalkeeper whenever he played back in Del Rio, and he no longer plays to this day, but that was his position too. Like, my dad was a defender and a goalkeeper, so I kind of wanted to be a goalkeeper for some reason. So, you know, I just thought, like, you know, might as well, like, what's gonna hurt, you know? My dad was the goalkeeper coach for my Heatwave team. And like there was a head coach, and then there was the assistant coach, and then there was a coach for the other team, and then my dad was the goalkeeper coach, because like I said, like he has that goalkeeping experience. And at the time, the only two goalkeepers were the goalkeeper for the other team, and then the coach's daughter, she was a goalkeeper, I think, for my team, and then the daughter was the one for the other team. I think it was like that. So anyways, so I told my dad, I was just like, hey, like, you know, your next goalkeeper practice, like, can you take me with you? And at the time, like, my dad didn't want me to become a goalkeeper. Like, he was basically the one telling me, like, I couldn't do it. So I had my mind and my heart set on being a goalkeeper. So I was just like, you know, like, come on, like, let me do it. Like, I really think this is for me. Like, I just want to try it. So he was just against it because he wanted me to learn the field first, since I just started playing maybe like a year or two before. I think it was like a year before. And then I was a defender, you know? So I get why he wanted me to like learn the whole field, but like I was stubborn. I wanted to be a goalkeeper. But it was one of the practices. My dad told the head coach, like, hey, give me number 19, which was my soccer number at that time. And I got in goal, and the first shot, like, it just came natural what I was supposed to do, you know? So ever since then, it's been history. So all my accomplishments really came from me being a goalkeeper. It's crazy because, like, my dad went from being, like, that person that told me I couldn't do it because he didn't want me to do it, to being my biggest fan. That's because anybody, doesn't matter who it is, just because they don't support your decision or support your dream, don't let that stop you. Don't. With Heatwave, I went to Colorado and to Florida in 2011 for tournaments. So how we got to those tournaments were having fundraisers. So we had like bake sales, we had car wash, stuff like that. So like all that money got us to Colorado and Florida, because Heatwave at that time, it's just rec, right? So like anybody can play. Can you hush? I'm trying to do a video. But yeah, so like anybody can play. Like, it doesn't matter whether you've been playing soccer for 5 years. It doesn't matter whether you just started out. Like, you just get to play, you know? So after Colorado and Florida, I had left. Yeah, I left to go to Challenge in 2012. I joined Challenge in 2012 all the way until 2016. I was a field player. I was a goalkeeper. I started out in Challenge as a field player. Like, I was not putting goal at all. So like for the first 2 years I was playing with Challenge, like that's all I was just a field player. I was what was I? I was a right and a left wing, and I was a forward. I think I was just a winger. I think that's what I was. I think I was just on the wing. But yeah, so I had gone to London in 2014 whenever I was a Challenge. And Challenge, I forgot to mention this, Challenge is a select club, meaning it's a club here in Houston, right? It's all over Houston. I played all over Houston for Challenge. And a select club means that you have to be selected to get into the club. So it's not like how rec is, where you can just start out playing within that year. Like, no, like with Challenge, like you have to know the game, you have to know the positionings, like you have to be an experienced player type of thing in order to be into Challenge, you know? To me, when people always ask me, like, is it better to be with rec or to go to club? Like, you join club, knowing, okay, I'm gonna play college soccer one day, I'm gonna go into the big leagues one day. Like, that's your mentality in order to get into club, because it is a commitment. I had practice 4 days out of the week. Okay, one of those days were my goalkeeper training days. Every other day it was my team practice, and then I had games on both days on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, including holidays where it was a 3-day weekend. That Monday I had a tournament in Austin, I had a tournament here in Houston. Like, it's a lot. It's a big old commitment. That's that with challenge. And then I went to London in 2014, like I was saying, and I was there for a week. I went to go train with the Chelsea coaches. So Challenge got their own like personal training with them, and I got to explore and sightsee London. It was the biggest blessing I ever received throughout soccer, because I got to go overseas to play, you know? And I went to London as a goalkeeper. So that was the best part about it, was I got to go as the position I wanted to be, you know? There is challenge coaches there that I never met before, because they're all in different areas of Houston. Like, one was from Tampa, the other was from Deer Park. So, you know, they all got to like notice me and everything like that. So there was this time that I went to I went to a Chelsea game. I forgot who they were playing, and it was at the Wembley Stadium. So at that time, while the game is going on, one of the coaches from Tomba, I believe, he was just like, look, I see that you're really good as a goalkeeper. Like, I want you to play with my team. Like, let me know, like, what side of Houston are you on, and like what your position is. So I told him, I was like, look, I'm from the north side, but I'm only a field player. Like, they don't have me as a goalkeeper. Like, I came here as a goalkeeper because y'all needed more keepers to go to London, and that's what I put down, you know? So he was just like, you don't play goalkeeper? I was just like, no, I'm a field player. Like, I'm a winger, you know? So after London, they got me away from that team, and I joined a team as an only and starting keeper, right? So they were a younger age group, which to me, it didn't matter if I was with the older or younger, because I played with both. Like, I was 14 playing with 16, 17-year-olds. I was 14 playing with like the 12, 13-year-olds, you know? So it gave me a lot of experience. It gave me a lot of exposure, like everything I needed to better myself, because it was just like, okay, look, I'm 14, I'm playing with 16, 17s. Like, my level has to be a lot higher, you know? So like, it pushed me a lot more to be better. When I had joined that team after London, I had a tournament in San Antonio, right? As you can already tell by my channel, I am in San Antonio quite often, and I have a lot of family there, and San Antonio is literally put in the middle between where I live here in Houston and my hometown of Del Rio, Texas, right? So me and San Antonio are like this, okay? We are soul tied at this point. Like, San Antonio and me are closer than close. I had a tournament 2 days before the first day of 7th grade. Saturday, most of my family from Del Rio and San Antonio got to see me play. My family members that never saw me play got to see me play, you know? So I am very blessed. I am very thankful for being able to go to San Antonio for that reason. So Saturday, I had a clean sheet, right? I had a clean sheet. It was probably one of my best games that I had. Sunday happens. Sunday, by this time, you know, some of my family members are there. And by some, I mean like the ones that live in San Antonio, and like the family that got like an extra day or two off in order to like be there at that tournament with me and for me, right? Okay, Sunday morning, I had a game like at 10 o'clock that morning. That was my last day there in San Antonio, because like I had to come back because I had school the next day. Sunday, I got injured August 25th of 2014, I believe was the date. So I got injured that day, my last day there in San Antonio, within 10 minutes of the game. Within 10 freaking minutes of the game, I get injured. I have a story time in full detail about my injury, about how long it lasted, what it was, and all of that. I have a story time. It will be up here, I believe. It's right here. One of these corners. I forget. I just forgot what corner it was. When I got back into soccer, I finished up that little bit of the season I had left with that team. I moved around a lot whenever I was a goalkeeper playing for Challenge, and that's the only way that you'll know that you're good as a player, because if you're not moving from team to team to team, you're not good. Because the only reason why you're moving is because, like I said, like, different coaches want you to play with them, you know? So I went from being on the north side to going to Tomball. From Tomball I went to Katy. From Katy I went to Deer Park. From Deer Park I went to Sugarland. Like, it was, I'm constantly moving around. And I think I won champion. I was the first place champion one time. I think I was. I had so many medals with Challenge. I don't know where those medals and trophies are no more. They're somewhere, because we have like a whole soccer, like the shelf that's outside in the hallway, that used to be a whole soccer shelf between me and my brother. But of course, you know, like, I had a lot more on there. But yeah, so the reason why I left Challenge was because, who was I playing with? I think I was with Katy. So Katy is a whole hour, almost a whole hour away, right? I had to make training days 4 days out of the week, maybe 3 days out of the week. So I had 3 training days with my team, and then 1 training day as a goalkeeper. Or I think I had 2 training days with my team, and then 1 day as a goalkeeper. I can't remember. So that is a lot, right? I would get home. I would get out of school. I was like in high school at this time, so I got out at 3. At 3 o'clock to 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm doing homework, eating. 4 or 5 o'clock. At 5, 6 o'clock, I'm getting ready for practice, leaving, then getting to practice before 7 p.m. Right? I would get home like at 10 o'clock at night, eat, shower, go to sleep, do it all over again the next day. So that was a lot. Mentally and physically, that is a lot. So there were times where I'd be like, look, Dad, like, I can't make it to practice today. Like, I just need a break. Like, I gotta catch up with homework, this, and that. He'd be like, okay, cool, I understand. My last tryouts with Challenge, so my tryouts went really well. Like, there was times where, like, they would rotate goalkeepers out and in, right? Or, like, in and out of the goal. So I think I had like this water break, and I was just like, you know, hydrating. And one of the coaches I had from Northside, he was just like, hey, Dinorah. I was like, yes. And he was just like, can you stay in goal for the whole tryout? So I was just like, yeah, like, I'm good. Like, that's fine. So instead of like me being rotated out, they kept me in while everybody else was rotating. Like, that's just how good I was, okay? Not to toot my own horn or nothing, but that's true. So I was in goal the whole time, everything like that. And then I guess like they found out that I really wasn't making practices because I wasn't committed to making practices. But I mean, do you blame me? Like, from Northside, I had to go a whole hour away to Katy to make practices 3-4 days out of the week. Like, that's just a lot. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a lot. And then, like I said, you had those 2 days of the weekend that you're just not enjoying, because either you have to wake up early, or, you know, be hot during midday and you have a game at 12 o'clock. You know, it's just a lot. So that's why I left Challenge, is because Challenge didn't want me no more because I wasn't committed. So 2017 to 2019, I joined Dash. So you already think of it like, oh, like Houston Dash, Houston Dynamo. So that's basically, I want to say, like their academy club, or like their select club. Challenge used to be Challenge and Texans, right? So Challenge was girls, Texans was boys. So now, instead of Challenge and Texans, it's just Challenge. That's how Dash is. You have Dash and Dynamo. So I started out with Dash with my first coach I had whenever I moved here to Houston. So my heatwave coach. So I was gonna go back into rec, right? Because like I was tired of club. Like at that point, I was just like, that's a lot of commitment, you know? Because like I said, you had to commit to going to practice when they were far as hell. You know what I mean? I went back to heat wave, but my heat wave coach got into dash. So I was just like, okay, I'm going back to a club. That's fine, you know? Because like this is my coach that I've had since I was 8, you know? So at this time, how old was I? I think I was like 15, 16. Yeah. I didn't play goalkeeper because he had his daughter and this other girl that was before me. So they would split halves. And the only time I got in there was just for BS reasons, right? With that team, I was a forward and a midfielder. Me being a field player, I got to enjoy it more because, like, you know, I've been in goal for like so long through challenge. So I was just like, you know, it's fine if I take a break from it. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, I just took that mental break from it, you know? And of course, that physical break, because I was always getting cleat marks. I was getting bruised. I was always covered in something. If it wasn't bruises, it was in cleat marks. If it wasn't bruises or cleat marks, it was from grass burns, scars. It's just a lot. I put more effort into being a faster field player, you know? Like, I wanted to be that person that was running up and down the field without getting tired. And I did just that, you know? So as a field player, especially as a forward and a midfielder, like, I had to be fast, you know? So I was fast. My dad can tell you, not just because I'm his daughter, but because I am fast. I was fast. I'm no longer fast. I was fast. The second runner-up for goal broke her collarbone in one of the games because she landed wrong. And my dad was a goalkeeper coach again, right? So he was a goalkeeper coach for that team. So when she had broken her collarbone, my coach didn't put in his daughter because she had a fever or something like that. She was sick, so that's why she didn't play that game. And of course, like, you know, old girl just broke her collarbone. So in the highlight videos I'm about to play, you're gonna see like all this like commotion in the background, and I'm in goal. So I was in goal for like the rest of the first and second half, I believe. Or like the rest of the first half all the way into the second. So like I practically played the rest of the whole game. It was one of my good games. I had the ref of that game was like, hey, like, how come they don't play you like throughout the whole game? Like, you're really good. And I told him, I was just like, well, the reason why I don't get to play at all, because, you know, first girl is the coach's daughter, and then the second one when she was a runner up, because, like, you know, she was there before me, which is understandable. So he was just like, oh, like, you know, I really think they should put you in. I was just like, yeah, you and everybody else, you know? After that game, I started going to goalkeeper practices. So my goalkeeper coach, he was just like, hey, like, you're really good. Like, are you getting any playing time? I was just like, no, like, I'm not getting any playing time, like, at all. And he was just like, okay, like, let me figure out something I could do for you and everything like that. Why are you running? She's just running. Sit down. Anyway, what was I at? Okay, so I got taken out of that team, got put into another team. Where was this team at? This team was in the Woodlands. Okay, so it was in the Woodlands. Okay, so practice days weren't really that bad. They were like 3 days out of the week. One had to be my team training, the other one had to be my goalkeeper training. I went to that team as an only and starting keeper. Well, I went to that team as an only goalkeeper. During summer, there were summer camps, right? So there were summer camps, there were camps going on during the summer, and I did a lot of those even with challenge. Like, I did a whole bunch of summer camps. Oh man, they were hell. I did a camp for, who did I do it for? I had a camp for Challenge in Dallas. Oh, that was such hell. I had it for a whole week. I had a college camp, that's what it was. I had college camp. A bunch of different college coaches from around the country were there. You know, it went well, everything like that. It was good, like it was chill, it was a good opportunity. I had a lot of college coaches like that looked at me and everything like that. In 2018, while I was playing with Dash, I tried out for the ODP, the Olympic Development Program, right? So tryouts were at Mayor Park over there in like Springish area. I think it is Spring area. Tryouts happened for ODP. I'm about to put a clip in. I made it into the Olympic Development Program in 2018 as the goalkeeper, and you know, that was just another accomplishment underneath my belt. During this time, it was my senior year of high school. I was in the NSCA, the next student college athlete, yeah, NSCA, yeah, that. So whenever you're a student athlete, you join this pretty much just like website, this app, whatever, and you build your player profile for colleges, right? As I was advancing through high school, I had a lot more colleges look into me because, you know, junior year, what happens junior year of high school? Scholarships roll in, right? So during my sophomore, junior year, I had a lot of college camps. I had Yale send me a college camp invitation. I had Penn State send me a college camp invitation. I had North Carolina. I had Notre Dame look into my profile. Who else did I have? I had LA, I had Cali, of course I had Houston, I had UH, I had Rice University, I had Arkansas, Wichita University, I think it was called. I had Florida. I had these are all good schools. Like, I'm not lying to you when I say this, right? LSU sent me their admissions. TCU sent me their admissions. As you can tell, if you can't, because a lot of you guys, like I said, think I'm tall. I am pretty short for a goalkeeper. I am between 5 foot and 5'2". Freshman year of high school, I was 5'1". On average, a female goalkeeper is 5'5" and up. So my vertical had to be very good in order for me to be top tier with everybody else. Unfortunately, I did not take my vertical serious enough to work on it. So once I started seeing LSU, TCU, Notre Dame, Penn State, Yale, like bigger colleges than I could ever imagine, like looking into me as a student athlete, it brought me down mentally to the point where it just shut me down, where it shouldn't have, where it should have motivated me to become better, right? But it didn't. It held me back because I was very fearful that I wasn't college level ready. 2018, 2019, my last year being with Dash, I was a junior. I was a junior in high school when everything's rolling in, right? Everything's rolling in. I quit. I quit soccer for 4 months. I took it as a wake-up call. I took it as a reflection, like a self-reflection type of thing. I looked at it as like, what do I want to do? You know, like I took it as a moment to myself in order for me to think, what did I want out of myself in soccer? What did I want my future to be as far as soccer goes? Like, you know, like it just took me that whole reflection. Like it gave me that reflection. So, well, that time that I needed to reflect back on everything, you know? So I made my mind up. I was just like, okay, you know, we're gonna go back into this. We're gonna go harder. We're gonna practice more. Everything. And especially because at that time, like, I had just started working. So I had work, and of course I had all those training days that I just couldn't keep up with, you know? And at that time, like, they weren't gonna give me my weekends off because I had soccer. Like, they were just gonna try to work around it. Like, if we weren't busy Saturday or Sunday, like, I could leave early, you know? Which didn't ever happen. When I came back, I wasn't there for that long. Maybe like a month. Because then I was just like, damn, what if I'm not ready mentally or physically for college? Especially, like, I've always wanted a D1 school, you know? Like, I was shooting for a full ride of a scholarship. Like, I had my mind set to that ever since I, like, been with Challenge, you know? Like, anybody can tell you, like, I wanted a D1 school. I wanted a full ride scholarship. Like, I wanted the best of the best. So whenever I was getting the best of the best, I just felt like I wasn't ready. And me being scared of that caused me to quit again and for the last time. April of 2019, I said goodbye to soccer in every aspect, field and as a goalkeeper. I hung up my gloves and I went into retirement. I was going on 18. I was going to be 18. So I've been out of soccer for 3.5 years. To this day, I get a lot of crap about it from everybody, friends, family, everybody in between. Everybody tells me, like, dang, like, you know, you could have been at that type of college. You could have been at a D1 college. Like, you could have gotten that full ride scholarship. Like, just imagine where you would have been if you would have stuck with soccer. I have people, friends, family, and everybody in between telling me, like, hey, like, you should go back into it. Like, you should go back. Like, this, and that. Before I had started college, like, a couple months before my freshman year of college, my cousin was telling me for me to just be a walk-on on whatever university I wanted to go to, right? But I was just like, I wanted to get my basics first. And I was just like, that'll be 2 years of my time that I can just focus on training, you know, so that way I could be at a college level and never have to worry about me not being a college level. Like, you know what I mean? So, of course, that didn't happen. Would I ever go back? I told you guys in my story time of me being injured, or me getting injured, that my knee still gives me problems to this day, which I know with, like, physical therapy and working out more on that leg would get me at a better position than I'm at now. Yes, of course, I could go train, you know, but it's just like, then what? How do I get back into soccer? There's, like, the adult leagues on Sundays, you know, but it's just like, where is it gonna get me where I always thought soccer would get me, which is the big league, you know? Of course, like, I've met famous people through soccer. Rodolfo Cota, he's the current goalkeeper for Leon of Liga MX, right? He is very good friends with my father. They've known each other ever since Cota started out with Pachuca back in, like, 2008. Whenever I was a goalkeeper in Heatwave, like, Cota would sponsor us with gear, like gloves, jerseys, pants, everything like that. And I have a clip where he had gifted me a bunch of pairs of gloves from Renat, and that was my favorite brand of gloves. Like, Renat had, like, different colors, different styles of gloves. Like, it was just the best. So let me insert this clip. It's from 2018 when Cota gifted me these gloves whenever he came to play in Houston.
Es culpa mía si no te queda.
I had an opportunity to play with the Mexican national team, but I had to get a citizenship for Mexico, and I could have, but, like, my mom didn't want me to, so that's why I didn't get to play with the Mexican national team. The academy for Pachuca, they invited me to join. Girl, what? Well, yeah, they wanted me to join and everything. Again, I didn't do that because of my mom and school and everything. So I had opportunities. Do I still have those opportunities? Who knows, you know? So there's just a lot that goes into me ever going back. And that's a question that I always think about. And that is a question that I always ask myself. Like, Dinorah, would you go back? I don't know. I don't know if I would go back. The only reason why I don't know is because I don't know where to start. And I know, like, you just start right. But still, like, I just don't know where to start. I also met Hope Solo. She was my biggest idol. I had gloves that I got customized whenever, like, the Velcro. On the Velcro, there's a little patch area, right? So there I put Hope 37, I believe. And I met her twice. I met her in 2014. And I met her in 2012 and I met her in 2014 when she came here to Houston to play. I think because when she was with Seattle Reign, and I can't remember. But anyways, I showed those posters to you in my Q&A. So one of the posters I got autographed from her, and that same day I got a picture taken with her. That was in 2012, and I made the Houston Chronicle, and I made it onto the challenge Instagram with my picture with her. I met her again in 2014. That poster, I didn't get signed. She saw it, she came by, everything, but she didn't sign it. That is one of my biggest goals in life, is to get that poster signed by Hope Solo. Because, Miss Ma'am, you did not sign that poster. You came, you saw, and then you left. Within 1, 2, 3. Who else? Oh, I forget his name. He used to play for Cruz Azul. He was a defender. I would add a picture of him right here while I'm trying to think. I think it's like Javier something. Was it Javier or is it like Francisco something? I can't remember. So him and my dad are also good friends. I met him in 2018, 2017, 2018, whenever Cruz Azul came to play for Houston. Well, came into Houston to play against, I forgot who. I met a lot of people through soccer, from soccer. I've had a lot of accomplishments because of soccer. I've had a lot of recognition because of soccer. Like, I had a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it, whenever I was in London, my housekeeper, or like my room cleaner, my room keeper, or whatever, we never saw each other, right? But somehow, some way, we were always writing back and forth to each other. Because, like, you know, I would leave for a training, I would leave for a game, I would leave to go sightsee London, and somehow, some way, like, we were just writing on the notes back and forth, right? So, like, I never met them, never knew who they were, no nothing. So we were just going back and forth, like, while I was in London because of soccer, this and that. So they were just wishing me good luck, everything. And I was just like, you know, I hope that one day whenever I come back is because, like, you know, I made it as a professional soccer player. I don't know what happened to the note. I know that they were the last person to have it because that's what I said whenever I had left. Well, that's it. This is the end of my story time on why I quit soccer and my story time about playing soccer in general. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next video. I promise I will stop remaking this video because this is my 3rd time uploading this video, and this is my 2nd time refilming this video. If I go back into soccer, you guys will be the first people to know and everything like that. But I just don't know if I would go back. Honestly, I just don't. 1, because like I said, my knee. 2, how am I gonna get to that higher level, the highest level I want to be at, you know what I mean? And then 3, I'm out of shape. Okay, I get tired of just coming up the stairs. If you have not checked out the story time on how I got injured, please go do so, because like I said, I kind of mentioned it in this video, but that video is very detailed about my injury, my knee injury. So yeah, go check that out and stay tuned for more videos, because I promise I will get consistent again. Okay, I need to start grinding. But once, you know, school started and everything, like, my mind's been all over the place. But I know that's not an excuse and everything. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, so now you're tired. Now you're worn out. Yeah, now you're worn out after all that dang running you were doing all over my room.